Kim Ware, all the way
Welcome, Kim.
from Atlanta, right?
LFF, not anymore.
No.
I moved.
Oh, that's right.
Back in my home state. I live
Yep.
in Kings Mountain.
She's in Kakalaki now.
Yeah.
That's a
Wow.
good place to
We're
live.
And she's
thrilled to have
brought
her.
a new guitar,
And it's
a
gorgeous.
jumbo.
Thank
It's
you.
kind of tangerine, I think.
Yeah.
Tangerine sunburst.
It's bourbon colored, actually.
And it's a Blue Ridge guitar, and we can't wait to hear that thing.
We'd ask you to play a song, but your hands are full right now.
Priorities.
I can play one if you want.
I think that's a good idea.
We would love
But-
to jump into the show with some music.
Okay. All right, cool. I thought I'd start with the song that's on the new album, which is out September 16th. I do have one with me, though, for you guys. And this is one of my favorites. It's probably, like, sonically, the way it turned out on the album is probably my very favorite. It's called Overflowing. Let me get my pick, though. If I could make it to Atlanta without stopping, I could drop in for a bite, and you might not recognize me. It's surprising how things change in different light. If you don't feel the way you used to, I don't blame you. It's just time making new wounds, like a joke that's dropped too soon. I remember when you told me all your secrets, couldn't keep them to yourself, but you didn't even know me. Still you showed me all your trinkets on your shelf. I'm throwing cards out on the table, but it's unstable, and one day they all will fall. No excuses left at all. And I'm sorry to stop by so unexpected, and I'm sorry you've been feeling so neglected. Like the water on the stove, it's boiling over. We can't control it. It's overflowing. It's overflowing. It's nice work if you can get it. I recommend it. Dotting T's and crossing I's, but we never learn our lessons. Second guessing, thinking thoughts and sighing sighs. We'll never make it out of Georgia, 'cause I warned ya. There's a speed trap round the bend, and no money left to spend. And I'm sorry to stop by so storming. I hope you stay dry. If it never gets better, I hope you know I tried. At least I tried.
Hey,
Thank you.
Kim Ware kicking us off in style for the hour of live music and on the live stream too. If you're looking for the live stream, it's at Whoop Past the Hat, at WHUP Past the Hat on all of your favorite streaming services, and those are YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Kim, you had told us that this record will be released September 16th. The title of the record is Ready?
It's ready. Yeah.
And it is almost ready.
It's ready.
So where did you record this?
I recorded my parts at home, most of them, and then we did it remotely. It was very much a COVID project. I recorded it with Jerry Key at his studio, Duck Key in Mebane, and he added all kinds of stuff. And then I went there. Gosh, I went there once or twice. I think twice, and did some things in his studio, and then we mixed it together in his studio.
Nice. And so other people contributed?
Mostly Jerry.
Really? Yeah.
My friend Wyatt Espelin plays fiddle on one track, and then Carrie Shaw plays oboe on 2 tracks.
Oboe. You don't hear that much. That's
Yeah.
nice. Love the oboe. Yeah.
Yeah. And everything else was me and Jerry.
So oboe has 2 reeds, Bob, like a bassoon.
I did not know a bassoon also had 2 reeds,
It's
but
just-
I love the sound.
Yeah. So so we can't wait, and this will be out there on all the streaming services, I guess.
Yeah, and Bandcamp, you can get, like, if you want a physical CD, you can order it from my Bandcamp page, which I love Bandcamp.
And are you planning any shows to roll this out?
You know, I'm not doing like a proper release show. I'm just doing a bunch of shows this fall in the region, basically.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and
thanks.
can't wait to hear the next song.
Glad to be
And that guitar sounds wonderful, by the way.
good.
I was going to say the same thing. You know, you always
Thanks. Thank you.
are cautious about a brand new guitar. That one sounds, it's got this wonderful new guitar bright sound, but it's also got this nice mellow warmth to it that was,
does, yeah.
I found unexpected. And
Oh, good.
It's you
That's
can
great.
tell it's just going to keep getting better.
It's ready.
Yeah, it's ready.
I think it is. It does. I do need to tune it. These tuners, I love these like kind of old style tuners, you know, but I find that I have to tune this guitar a little more frequently than my
You
other.
got to show it who's boss.
Standby. Yeah, that's true. You know. All right. I'll do Capital R. That's like the first single that we released on the album, and this was a homework assignment from my therapist, basically. The song wasn't itself, but she had me write about a particular feeling and like what it does for me. And at first I was like, I don't know. I mean, this is a feeling that's like, it's kind of negative. I sort of want it to go away. I'm not sure what it does for me. But I'm a rule follower, so I sat down and I had an assignment, so I did it. And it was very enlightening. And I guess it was kind of top of mind. So then a few days later, the song just sort of came out. So this is called Capital R. Da 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 da. I'd write you a letter, but you probably wouldn't read it. I'd like to know you better, but you're hiding and afraid. And I'd sing you a love song, but you'd hardly even like it. 'Cause when it's real is when it's wrong, and no one's getting paid. I don't wanna be here, but you're so inviting. And this time might stay. I'll run through your hallways, adjust all your paintings, and linger till I get my way. You want it that 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 way. So put this in your letter. I promise not to read it.
Kim Ware, live here on Pass the Hat.
Thank you.
Kim, we've had many songwriters here on Pass the Hat over the almost 6.5 years we've been doing this, who have said writing songs was therapy for them, and I find it brilliant that your therapist gave you a song prompt. Mm-hmm. And do you find that that's a way you work through issues generally?
Oh yeah, definitely. Almost every song, honestly. Yeah.
So this wasn't a huge stretch for your therapist.
No, and we had not been seeing each other all that long whenever she suggested doing this, and she actually didn't. I think she was kind of, I don't know, she was sort of at her wits' end with me, maybe, because she was kind of like, I don't know, you're a songwriter, right? She kind of just threw it out there, and but now I think she's seen that, like, that's something that's really helpful, for me, and that really works.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Writing down, really thinking about what it is that you're doing or what you're thinking or feeling.
Yeah. And she does that a lot. Like, she'll say, if it's something that I want to change, or, whether it's a feeling or behavior or whatever, and this, obviously there's some behaviors that you should just change, but,
yeah.
But yeah, she'll often ask me to think about what it does for me. And my first response is almost always, well, that's crazy. It doesn't do anything for me, but it does. Like, it always does. And that's a common exercise that I'll do. It's kind of write out what it does for me.
Yeah, I can see giving voice to whatever it is as a powerful exercise.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, for anybody.
Yeah.
Everyone should write songs.
I know.
How do
That's a takeaway.
How do people respond? Because you write songs that are impacted by your personal experience,
Yeah.
that I assume involve the impact of other people on you and how you reacted.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
So have any of those folks ever gotten in your face about it?
Yes.
Like, okay. And because as
I see
a
the story.
writer, I've had that experience.
You have.
So how do you respond to that, to the telling of your truth? Like, you publicize your truth. How do you react or respond, if you will, when people get in your face about you telling the truth?
Yeah, it's only happened to me once. It's funny that you asked this question, because I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and it caused quite a disruption in an already fractured relationship,
Right.
basically, and it really was kind of an in my face, and I was not prepared for it, and
Right.
so I never respond that well in the moment anyway, if something like that happens. But yeah, I've been given that a lot of thought, and I'm kind of sarcastic, so my first answer is I respond by writing another song about it.
Hilarious. Exactly what I did.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm trying to get a little bit away from writing so much personal stuff and write more kind of observational stuff.
Right.
But it's what I've always done, and I really like the songwriters that, especially when I first started writing songs, that was what I really admired, is songwriters that just really put stuff out there. Lydia Lovelace is probably my favorite current writer, she does that all day. And
Yeah.
she's amazing at it, you know? But it's hard because it is like, you don't want to be like you're, you know, spilling the tea on like somebody else's like personal story.
Right.
So I try to remember that like you said, it's my story.
Mm-hmm.
And they are free to write songs, poems, paint pictures,
Yeah.
whatever they want to do to tell their story.
Well, and my response, I guess, to the universe when stuff like, because I've had the same thing happen.
Really?
Like,
Interesting.
just not, and it's people who strongly impacted me and motivated that kind of writing. My response to the universe is, if I don't tell my truth, like I learned from other people publicizing their truth, and I was able to move through the fire. If I don't publicize my truth, who else is going to learn from me? Like, how am I going to leave this world better than I found it if I don't lay it out there?
That's a good point. As long as you're not intentionally hurting other people, that's the
Right.
right thing to do. You're
And as long
helping
as I'm
people.
telling the truth.
Yeah.
And
I-
that's
yeah.
a thing. And like, it's almost like a neo-confessionalism, you know, like Sylvia Plath and in that vein, but much cooler because you're Kim Ware.
Well, yeah, thank you. And I do think that, you know, sometimes the truth is really messy and life is really messy. And
I know mine is.
yeah, and I mean, I would much rather like play something that's really honest and really like I feel like it's really me, and even if people don't respond to it, like that's okay. Then like sing a lie, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, that's beautiful," you know. But it's like, well, that just didn't really reflect me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, lay down more truth with us, Miss Kim. You got another song for us?
Sure. Yeah.
Kim, I wrote down spilling the tea. I don't think we've had anybody say spilling the tea in 7 years here.
Such a good line.
But we spent the last 5 minutes spilling the tea, all of us, and so time for some more music. If you're ready.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got my husband says that phrase a lot, so shout out to him because I definitely got that from him. I have a number of dad songs that I've written here recently, and this is one of them. I hope it's okay that I chit chat a little bit before I play these songs because I like to do that.
Well, we did ask the question. It's kind of our fault.
I hope this song appropriately would be in Dad Gad tuning, but
I was thinking the
Oh
same
wow! I wish it
I
was.
expect it's not.
That'll be my next. It's not.
Yeah, but next Dad song you write's got to
That
be.
will be. That's
That's the rule.
Thank you for the assignment. I will try my best to do that. But yeah, I've attended song school in Lyons, Colorado, a few times, and this song that I'm going to play came out of an experience that I had at the last one I went to in 2019. And my dad had just passed away a couple months prior to that, and he was a peach farmer. And I'm kind of a peach snob. I like to think I know a lot about peaches.
So are you a cling peach or a cling-free peach kind of
Oh, I
person?
mean, everybody likes the cling-free peaches, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm no different. So yeah, for sure. But that summer when I went to Lyons, I was introduced to a Palisade peach, which I had never heard of,
Same.
and it blew my mind. And I just really wish that I could have shared it with my dad. But when I first heard of it, this gentleman asked me if I had ever had one, and I was like, I've never heard of a Palisade peach. And he goes, really emphatically, he said, they get ripe on both sides. And it's just so visual that I was like, well, I'm writing that down, and I'm going to
Is that inside and outside? Or left side, right side? Or
Yeah, no.
Peaches
Top
always
and
have that one
bottom?
side that's a little bit green.
Typically they do, right?
Well, I guess
or
that's where the sun hits them.
yellowish, and then it turns. But yeah, Palisade peaches, they get ripe on both sides. So this song is called Palisade Peaches. Palisade peaches get ripe on both sides. You said it with so much conviction, and I thought of my daddy, how I miss him all the time. Sat up in my chair and I listened. I'm so far from Carolina, still I feel like I'm home. I never where the mountain meets the river along the west side. My head and my heart busted open, and I thought of my granny, so patient, so kind. She taught me to never lose hope, and I'm so far from Carolina, still I feel like I'm home. I never thought a peach from Colorado could make me feel less alone. And truth is not a mountain lion waiting in the wings. No, it's a harmless, pretty cardinal begging me to sing. I'm so far from Carolina, still I feel like I'm home. I never thought a peach from Colorado could make me feel less alone. But I finally feel less alone. Palisade peaches get ripe on both sides. You said it with so much conviction. Thank God I finally listened.
I like that song.
Oh, thank you.
I also want some peaches now.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't bring you any. I should have.
So, Kim, your songwriting process, for instance, that song, I mean, you had the stimulus about the peaches, special peach in Colorado, and did it just come whooshing out in
No, that one didn't.
one chunk, or do you have to sort of nurture them along?
It varies. That one was quite a process and was more crafted, because I really did. I wrote down that line, Palisade peaches get ripe on both sides, but it just didn't. For a while, I was like, I don't really know how to make that a song, though. You know.
So, but you're patient. You don't like push it, and
Right.
you set it down, go back to it, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
That one I did. I mean, some songs really do come out like fully formed in like 15 or 20 minutes. And when that happens, it's so cool, especially if I like it and it's like I feel like it's good, you know, but it really varies. Some of them take longer.
And so in this taking longer process, you go back and you have a piece of it and you start playing it, and do you sort of sing nonsense words, or you just try new chords maybe, or is there any rhyme or reason to bringing it along?
Yeah, I try both those things. Sometimes I will sing, not so much nonsense words, but like I'll know, like, okay, this word that I use here to end the verse or whatever, I don't really want to use that. I just don't know anything else to say right now or whatever, you know. And then, yeah, sometimes the chords change a little bit. So, yeah, either of those things, you know. And sometimes I'm pretty wordy sometimes, and
We
Here-
think that's a good thing, by the way.
Thank you. Here recently, I've started a little more, just really getting into the like laying out the lyrics on a piece of paper, typing them, you know, and then just looking at them and just kind of analyzing like how it looks, you know. If suddenly a line is a lot
Like
longer
really
than
long
the
enough to
others,
be able to sing that.
well,
whole thing?
yeah, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I could cut this out, or yeah, that sort of thing.
So, speaking of the record called Ready, that will be out September 16th. These, speaking of changing songs, did any changes happen when these got into the studio, or you had give and take with the producer, or?
Oh gosh, yeah. There's several of them really took a very different direction than what I imagined, which I thought was great, and that was really interesting. Because I would send the songs to Jerry, like I would record my vocals and my guitar, and just send him that so he could get a feel for the song. And I would always include some notes, like if there's, and like the production of a specific song by another artist that I feel like it could go in that direction, anything like that, if I want it to be more like country or more just like poppy and straightforward, whatever. And sometimes he would go along with the notes, and sometimes he had other ideas that he wanted me to hear in it that was usually like really interesting and cool. Yeah. So.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, everybody, we have reached the top of the hour. This is WHUP LP Hillsboro, and we're so fortunate to have an Hour 2 sponsor.
That's right.
It's time to be a spokesmodel, Kim.
Oh, no, it's not the bourbon.
We're working on the bourbon company to sponsor Hour 2, and we'll add an Hour 3 when we do it.
Support for this second
Right?
hour of Pass the Hat is
yours.
sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, your source for the finest artistically created and curated chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. Y'all get down to 104 North Churton Street, talk to Matthew, get some chocolate, and you can see Kim on camera modeling her 1-pound chocolate bar that Matthew makes for every one of our guests, though it's a custom ingredients, and if you look on the back, it might tell you what's in this one. So in case you have a deathly allergy to peanuts, we might be able to exchange it.
Dark chocolate pecan salted caramel.
Oh my
It's
goodness,
the
that
turtle
sounds
bar.
good.
Right?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
How come we don't
Thanks.
get one? I want one.
You know what you should do, Bob? You should walk down to Matthew's and get one.
Oh, you're telling me to leave. I see how this
No,
works.
I'm just like, if you want to support our sponsor.
I would have to walk all the way to 104 North Churton Street.
Yes, you would.
Everybody should do that because, my goodness, it's good stuff.
And while you do that, tune in to WHUP FM and listen to Kim Ware play another song.
Kim, will you play us another song, please?
I will. This is another dad song. And it's a sad song. It's a sad dad song. And I believe it was probably around like January 2019. I was sitting with my dad so my mom could go run some errands. And he had dementia pretty bad in his later days. But he was so sweet. Like he was never like a, hard to manage or get along with. Patient, if you will, because we were both kind of taking care of him in his later days. But anyway, he would sit in his chair and I would sometimes play songs for him on the guitar, and he would just like lay back and kind of just like tap his feet a little bit, And I guess one day I was feeling particularly confident about my songwriting skills, so I asked him for a topic. I said, give me a topic, any topic. I'm going to write a song. I figured he would say peaches or baseball or politics, or that's basically it, because that was his life. And but he couldn't come up with anything, and I could tell by looking at, like, he was getting real frustrated. Mm-hmm. He was like, I don't know, and I was like, anything, I was kind of pushing it, and he's like, I would if I could, but I can't. And so I was like, okay. So I just dropped it and then just kind of started strumming something, and this emerged. This is called So Many Questions. I've got so many questions, and you used to have all the answers, but now everything seems so different and strange. I'm you still know me. I want to believe you still love me, but sometimes you can't remember my name. Ain't it funny how memory works? The clearest are the ones that hurt. You always loved the Yankees, but you weren't much for the city, except that time back in '76. When Mom drove you up to Charlotte, you boarded that big plane without us. Mom cried so hard I thought she'd be sick. I said, don't worry, he'll come back real soon. That night I slept in your room while Mom kept one hand on the phone. Ain't it funny how memory works? The clearest are the ones that hurt. And when you want it to stay, it just fades away. Ain't it funny how memory works? We talk about politics. You only could. You tell me about peaches, like you always would. But those days are gone. It feels like it's gone for good. I've got so many questions, and you used to have all the answers I want. You to tell me the answers I wish. You to tell me the answers I wish. You could tell me the answers answers. I wish you could tell me the answers. I wish.
And there's not a dry eye in the house. That was was very vivid for me.
Oh.
So that tells me that that's a very good song, because I was kind of seeing the memories in my brain as you're singing the song. That's fantastic stuff. Especially, I slept in your bed when the night you got on the plane and flew away. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
And I wonder, you mentioned earlier the Palisade peaches get ripe on both sides, and that was an unexpected song prompt for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, how do you remember all these unexpected song prompts that you can go back to them later and turn them into a song?
I mean, I do a lot of, when it strikes, I do a lot of making quick videos on my phone. Yeah, mainly that, writing down little
Like
notes.
voice recorder on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I usually use just like the video, and set up. Because, I don't always know what chords I'm playing. And so, at the beginning of the video, I'll be like, this is kind of an E, except you lift your ring finger or whatever, So, yeah, if I didn't have that, then I don't know. I'd have to figure out something else because I would be lost.
Yep. Go ahead.
Good. Well, so the quality of your voice, you have a completely unpretentious voice. That there is nothing between the song that you're singing and your audience. There's nothing to peel away in the sound. It's just you and your voice and the song. And I was wondering, how have you developed both your physical voice and your storytelling voice?
Yeah, when I first started writing songs, I worked in the corporate world for so long, and I've got quite a twang that I tried to mask for a long time. And I also tried to do that when I would sing. And I really only recently started just leaning into it a lot more. Mm-hmm. And I think it goes along with kind of what we were talking about, just with lyrics and song topics and stuff, just really, really wanting to be me, because there's so many songwriters now, which is wonderful, But like I said, I mean, I think I'm going to do me better than I'm going to do anybody else, So yep. I just
That's
really
an important lesson.
I just try to be as authentic as possible with all of it.
Well, I was talking to another songwriter friend just this week, mm-hmm. and we were talking about various singer-songwriters that we listen to, mm-hmm. and we were talking about critique and saying that we like XYZ, but this person's voice has no character. Mm-hmm. Your voice, on the other hand, Kim Ware song comes on streaming service or the radio, I know that's a Kim Ware song.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And that I think is the sign of a truly communicative singer, is someone whose voice has character.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I agree too. I think, and when I first started, I think I did have in my head how a female voice is supposed to sound, and thinking that it's supposed to be pretty and it's supposed to be polished and it's supposed to be feminine. And now I'm like, none of that. It took me a long time to realize that, though. But
well, there's a lot of people out there trying their damnedest to be Emmylou Harris, and it's probably not the best thing to do.
And as someone who was raised in the mountains and who listened voluntarily to these voices, your voice reminds me a lot of home, in that it is that stripped away, and that's what I think of when I think of women singing. Yeah. I think of women just laying out their story as authentically as possible. So I appreciate it.
Good.
Can you sing us another song?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are okay with me doing yet another dad song.
We're here for all the Kim Ware songs, whatever they are.
Thank you. I have written a lot of them recently, and this is actually not on the album because it is very, very, very new.
That means you have to do another album. I think that's the rule, right?
Oh, really?
It works, yeah.
That's the rule.
Okay.
Yeah, we make up rules
Yeah,
here.
I get it. That's fine. I'm a rule follower. So Yeah, so my dad was a peach farmer, and it's been kind of a hot summer. Back in June, when it was leading up to Father's Day, my dad passed away about a week before Father's Day, which also coincides with my birthday. So he was obviously I think about him all the time, but he was very top of mind this past June, and leading up to like my birthday, Father's Day, and all that. I was just thinking about how he did work harder than anybody I've ever known, and he would get up in the morning and work out in the orchard or work in his market every darn day, from like, probably about 7:30 till about 7:30 or so at night.
Till the sun went down.
Yeah, until he was in his 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Wow.
just sitting there in my air-conditioned house behind my computer working on web content. And it just occurred to me, like, that's amazing. And you just don't really see that as much anymore.
No.
And I guess I was just really enthralled by, like, how did he do that, like, for so long? How did he keep going, So that inspired this song. This is one of the ones where, like, it came out in 20 minutes done. Like, so you can see in contrast to the one that I just played you, which took a long time. So this is called The Work. Lay back in your recliner, put your feet up, nothing finer than to relax after a long, hard day at work. Mama's making supper, ought not to interrupt her, but I could really use some help with my homework. How'd you do it? How'd you spend so many hours in the sun? Ain't nothing to it, I bet you'd say, 'cause the day is never over until all the work is done, all the work is done. The days are getting longer, your stubbornness grows stronger. Mama begs you to finally hang your hat. But are you even human if you don't have a job you're doing? Is life even worth living without that? How'd you do it? How'd you work so many hours in the sun? Ain't nothing to it, I bet you'd say, 'cause the day is never over until all the work is done, all the work is done. The work is done. So many lessons I could never learn from school. It was a blessing, though I never liked your rules. And I'm so sorry, I know I acted like a fool. That summer at your bedside, I stretched my arms out so wide in an attempt to show you how much you were loved. Those last words you said to me, embedded in my memory, I reckon that'll do was just enough. How'd you do it? How'd you keep your sense of humor, keep things fun? Ain't nothing to it, I bet you'd say, well, Daddy, you did good work. Now all your work is done, all your work is done. Your work is done. Your work is done. Your work is done.
Nice.
Thanks.
Everybody, we are here with Kim Ware. You can learn all about Kim at thegoodgraces.org, just like it sounds. And keep an eye out September 16th for the release of her new record, Ready. And how many tracks are on this?
13?
Oh, Baker's dozen.
I think 13.
So you get a bonus. So
You think?
you were talking about that you participated in the mixing process, and for the people out there who haven't been in a music studio, what happens at that stage? I mean, it's all recorded, so what's there to mix? How does that work?
Yeah, well, Jerry and most people do this. Like he was mixing as we went along, so it's not like he was just starting from nothing. But it basically is just setting like all the levels of all the instruments and either adding more or pulling back on like effects such as reverb, that sort of thing.
So each instrument has
Panning.
a separate isolated track
Yeah.
recorded separately, and you're
Yep.
sort of weaving it together like a quilt.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 And so that's kind of fun to and you. So your role was? Say, I'd like to hear a little more of this or a little less of that, and also for people who don't know, it's not just like a big ball of music. It's, if you can picture left to right in the stereo world, if it's stereo mixed, or some are doing surround sound. But let's talk about stereo. That these engineers place different instruments at different places along. So if you close your eyes, and it's sort of a big world, and there's the bass on the left, or there's this over here. That's kind of fun.
So fun. I love being part of that process. Over the years, I have grown to love it more and more. I used to, for some reason, I think because it was just so foreign and mysterious to me, and I felt like I don't know anything about that. So I would just kind of say, just make it sound good, But now I really, really love being part of that
Excellent.
process, yeah.
I can't get that image out of my head now of a big ball of music.
Oh, cool.
That's
Great metaphor, isn't it?
yeah, that's
Is that a
sticking with
metaphor?
me.
Is that a simile? A metaphor. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that will be appearing in Kim's next song, along with the line "Spilling the Tea."
Well,
I don't think that line's well, maybe Kim's husband copyrighted that, so be careful about using that in your song, "Spilling the Tea."
speaking of lines I want to remember, I just learned something. Your album is available on Bandcamp on, you said September 16th,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I just learned a new link line, if you will. Is it bandcampfriday.com? So if you are an artist listening to us and you want to make sure Kim Ware gets all of your money for buying her album, get it on October 7th, because that will be the next Bandcamp Friday. And what that means is Kim will get all of the profits.
Yep, no fees to Bandcamp.
That's right.
Right.
Instead
So-
of just a dime, like the streaming services,
Oh my-
or a
isn't
penny,
that-
It's
or like
so-
a
tenth of a penny.
half of a pence.
It's so horrible. So keep that in mind. Mark that on your calendar. And we'll announce that again. We'll make sure we announce the Bandcamp Fridays.
Yes.
But
Right.
yeah, Kim gets all the money.
Y'all give Kim all the money.
Please give me all.
Kim, do you have a gig coming up? We know you were over in Durham last night, and what's coming up for you?
Let's see, what is coming up for me?
Yep, it was
used to-
Arcana last night, which is one of
I'm
my
used to
favorite
reaching for my
places.
phone. Yeah, Arcana's great. I'm doing a singer-songwriter thing in Rock Hill on like the Sunday of Labor Day weekend.
It's the 4th,
Yeah, the 4th.
I
And
believe.
what else do I have coming up? I'm spacing on it. I'm sorry. I
Well,
have-
folks can go out to thegoodgraces.org.
That's what I was going to suggest, because
and
that's what I
find
was.
all this
That's what
stuff.
I would do if I had my phone handy. I would look at my shows page on my website. But I've got some regional stuff coming up, and then I have some. I'm doing some like 3-day weekend things, one in October and one in November, where I'll be back in this area on October 21st at School Kids in Raleigh. So,
Oh, fun.
Good,
Yeah.
excellent.
Kim, I know we've got time for at least one more song.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very cool. I will play another. It's sort of inspired by therapy, kind of. I'm a big fan of therapy.
I like that we're talking about therapy on the show. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have sought it out this year, and y'all
yeah, for
keep
sure.
doing that. I'm noticing that it's making a lot of us better.
It
Oh
works.
yeah. I hope so. So this one was actually inspired by, I had a recurring nightmare for literally about probably 8 to 10 years. About every month, I would have this same scary dream, and I would wake myself and my husband up because I would scream. And it was almost always the same dream. And it was a while before I just thought, I got so used to it. I was like, this is probably something I should mention to my therapist. So we did EMDR about the nightmare. And I haven't had the nightmare since. I have had other nightmares, but I have not had that specific nightmare since we did that, and that was 6 or 8 months ago, maybe.
How about that?
But so I did the session, did the EMDR, whatever. Probably 2 days after, maybe I looked. I'm part of a songwriters group in around the Charlotte region called Southern Songwriters Association. And we meet every Monday over Zoom, and we have a prompt to write a song to the prompt. And I thought, I often can't make the Monday night meetings, but that following Monday I was able to, so I was like, well, I should look and see what the prompt is. And the prompt was nightmares. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to write a song about the nightmare. So this is that, and it is called Nightmarish, and I love how it turned out on the album. It's kind of almost like psychedelic sort of or something. It's pretty weird and rocking. Oh God, I had a crazy nightmare. It gave me such a mighty scare. I was screaming. It harshed my dream. Yeah. Trying to pinpoint the cause. A diagnosis, something plausible to explain it. Breaks my brain, yeah. Maybe tomorrow we will be ancient history. Sometimes it feels like I'm gonna drown until I hear that sound. All the lines they tried to sell me, such a crime I let it get to me. I'm better, man, like Eddie Vedder, and been taken in some forest bathing. Sounds silly, but I think it's changing me. The trees that tower somehow give me power. And maybe tomorrow like none of it was real. But sometimes I feel so out of place until I see your face. It used to seem so complicated. These extremes, they're all related. I've been looking in the mirror, and I finally see things clear for the first time in my life. Hey, creature standing in the doorway, you can't hurt me, not today. I'm protected, 'cause we're all connected, yeah. This time tomorrow we might be swimming in the sea, but no undertow can bring me down once I hear that sound. Yeah, maybe tomorrow we will be making history, 'cause we've got a life raft that we won't drown. Thanks for hanging around. Pass the hat, W
Yay.
Thanks.
And we're live here on Pass the Hat, and you can learn more at thegoodgraces.org, and you should go out there and learn more and buy all of the music, especially on Bandcamp Fridays.
Yeah.
And as we close out the live show, we're going to be turning off the live stream soon, but check out the live stream. You can replay it. So Kim, it'll be out there, forever.
Great.
It'll be out there forever on Facebook, on YouTube, and for 2 weeks on Twitch. You
Yes.
can access this show. And Kim, when you get a chance, check out some of the kind people saying hello to you.
Oh, great.
And offering some kind words.
Awesome.
Had
Everybody
some nice
on the
engagement.
live stream loves you right now.
Yeah. No, it was a love fest.
That's amazing.
So yeah, and also thank you all for listening. We see you and we hear you, your comments. So thanks a lot for tuning in all of the ways. We appreciate it. Kim, thank you for playing live tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You've
It's been wonderful.
As always, so much fun.